Tesla seems to jump from all-time high to all-time high to biggest valuation of US car manufacturer ever to just making fun of the CEO while dancing while deliveries in China. Now, there is so much more to Tesla, and I try to break down the values of Tesla and why this company will be at least a $1 trillion company. This is not the usual YouTube video that you will see, and therefore stay tuned and let's roll.
Wolf of Dubai.
So first of all, I believe that if you are breaking companies' products, philosophy, management down and see what is the value of the company, you can really see through if this company is a very potential company for the next couple of years or it's just a trend. Now, I believe deep down in the values of Tesla. I have read the book of Elon Musk. I have read hundreds or even thousands of books of different entrepreneurs and also companies, startups, and I can see so many interesting and true things that Tesla is having based their success on. So therefore, let's jump directly into the first one, which is the autonomous. Now you can see that the big tech companies like Uber, Apple, and Google, for example, are jumping into this ride-sharing and autonomous field. Now this is very important because the mobility of tomorrow is changing quite rapidly, and if you are not on the forefront, you can miss a huge market opportunity where you can grow into. Now ride-sharing will be something different in a couple of years. Now it's something that you use your car and give it to or ride people around like a taxi, but to make this autonomous, you really need real life data. Like companies like Waymo or Google, they are testing several car fleets. Maybe they have like 200 cars that they drive around and they are collecting real life data. But actually the real life data is the one that usual car owners are driving on streets, which is just possible currently with the millions of Tesla fleets out there, and Tesla has the biggest data on there. So imagine this. Now let's say they crack it, okay? They really crack it. What does it mean for our future? And this is a study by Uber that you are using, or the average use of your car is just 5%. Now imagine the following: you buying a car that is at least the 8 hours that you are sleeping is in your garage. Some people are using the car just a few times per week, just driving half an hour to work, maybe an hour somewhere else, and then half an hour home. So from the 24 hours per day, we use it maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Some use it 8 hours. Some people use it just 0.2 hours per day on average. So you can see there's a huge potential if this car rolls out and drives people around like an Uber. If you need it, you just press a button on your app and then it comes to you when you need it or when you finish work. So the whole day your car is making money. Now let's assume that following return of investment of a Tesla robotaxi is the following. So you are buying this car on bank loan, credit loan, and you are paying down about like $500. Now you send your car out and your car makes around, let's say, $500 per week, which would be $2,000 per month. Now from this you cut $500 as costs like charging, maintenance, whatsoever. And then you cut $500 for your down payment, or for your down payment every month, and then you still have $1,000 that your car is doing for you. And this is revenue, this is profit for you. This means owning a Tesla soon will be like owning a rental property that bringing you revenue and rent every single month. Therefore, this huge step of autonomous is so important, and Tesla has the pole position. So the next big thing, obviously, for Tesla is its CEO. Elon Musk is like no one else there. He is outrageous. He is super intelligent. He is straight to the point. He is many things. I believe that he is one of the biggest assets of Tesla because of a couple of things. Now, I believe he's a marketing genius. His Twitter account has 30 million followers, which means that whatever he put out there is viewed by millions of people, gives millions of views that companies like Daimler, BMW, or other companies are paying for, and he's actually chatting with customers. If they're having a problem, he tries to solve it. If he have new features, he will ask for it if it's maybe interesting. He's putting news out about the company, though this kept him a little bit in trouble, but so the idea is about really interesting, that marketing is really the strength of Elon Musk. And sometimes I'm thinking if he's doing this intentionally or he is just so authentic that people love this and he is putting just out his message and his news, and people just love it. If you read his book, he is also super intelligent. He comes to meetings, he knows changes about the car, like 20, 30 very deep engineering changes on the car. Next time when he meet again 1 week later, he knows all of them without writing a word down. Also, his mother is claiming he's a very special boy. He always was in school. He is actually like a super brain. He's also a great entrepreneur. He built multi-million and multi-billion companies, and if he succeeded already in the past, why he shouldn't succeed in the future as well? The probability is very high. Now he had TwoZip, he had PayPal, he built SpaceX, he is building Tesla, he is building Neuralink, OpenAI, and The Boring Company. All of them have the potential to become very big companies. I believe if some of them are going public and having the IPO, there's definitely some stocks that I will put into my portfolio as well. One more thing that I think is very important for Elon Musk, which gathered some bad news around him, is his reality disorder. Now, this phenomenon is called so after also Steve Jobs had the same issue. Now, Steve Jobs, for example, said, hey, we have to make this happen in this time, and this is not a big task. So his team, just to prove it to him, and although he was obviously also very hard on his employees, but to prove it to him, they worked their asses off. And the same I can see with Elon Musk. I read both books about Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, and so many visionary same attributes I can see in this both personas, and therefore I believe this is very important if you building a big company to set high goals, because if you're setting it at 100 and reach at 70, it's better than putting your goals at 50 and reach 30, right? Then the next point is scaling. Now, if you have a good product, if you have a good model, if you having a short sight on profitability, then the only thing to make this company a huge success is scaling. Now, this company knows a thing or two about scaling. Since the last 5 years, the average growth of this company is 53%, and the one of the most capital intensive businesses around the world. This is really respectful and really impressive. I believe there is a couple of things. So speed is number one thing that really brings scalability to this company. We can also see that they delivered 367,500 cars last year. And to grow 50% again this year in delivery numbers, they would need to put 550 cars down. Now let's assume, even though it's coming from one factory, and if you're considering this factory is growing 50% over time, let's just assume that we need to get this 50 overall, and we have now China and US. Now, if you just put 25% more cars outside US and you reach the current numbers, like let's say 100,000 cars in China, that would be together 560,000 cars, more than 50%. Now, this is maybe for some people very ambitious goal, but if you're thinking the factory in US already growed 50% per year, and I'm just assuming 25% growth, and the current numbers of China, then it's not unrealistic, but it's a huge growth. And with more numbers, bigger numbers, and still the same percentage, this can become a very, very big company. Now, Germany is upcoming as well. So 500 cars there in 2022 will come as well. So I don't know where the roof is, but this is huge. And also you have to imagine this system is plug and play. So this means that with time and with experience, all this setting a new gigafactory up is easier than it was before, and we save again 10% and we save again 20%. And this is also what was on the earnings calls last time, that Elon said, hey, just making new gigafactories just to copy and paste is really, really cost effective, and that's why it's so beautiful about Tesla. So Tesla is here and Tesla is there and Tesla is everywhere. Now Tesla is riding headlines after headlines without spending so much on marketing, and this is because they built a brand. Brand building is so important, especially in the consumer industry. We have seen this with Apple build a huge brand, and there's a book called, I don't know the name, but I will just display it here. It's about these 4 horsemen, which is like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and he's actually saying that Apple is having some kind of sex appeal with this brand. And actually, if you are buying one of their products, it's not sometimes not about the product, not about the technology, it's about feeling sexy. Now, this brand, Tesla, it shows you that it can go quickly viral. We have seen this with Cybertruck, which is a real product. It's not like a fake product, a concept that will not go out. This car will be built for sure, and therefore you can see how impressive and strong this brand of Tesla really is. Moreover, the people are combining the idea of Tesla with the future, with sustainability, with design, and these are really interesting attributes to think about a brand, and this is actually what will bring the brand value, which comes back to our overall company value, really back to the company, which is also how the company maybe can scale into other areas like the solar or other customer products, consumer products where the brand is needed. We have seen it with Apple as well, that Apple jumped from computer to music to phone and now to service, and this is only possible with a super strong brand that Tesla is building. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.